What's up, Ultimate Ninjas? Derek Pavoni here, the Pizza Ninja, for week 2 of the competitive league. So just to go over the general rules, you guys are going to come out to your pods. You're going to stay in your pod until you're called to the warm-up bars. You come warm up on the bars, and then you're going to come to the course. You are only allowed to use liquid chalk. Again, I would recommend you only use it before and not during your course run, as this course time limit is going to be tough. You can have one person on the course filming your run. As you run, you accumulate points. If you fall, that's okay. You keep moving on, collecting points until you finish the course or your time runs out. So let's jump into the course. You're going to start here on this box, and your first obstacle is called Sidestep. You're going to use the blue parkour boxes using your hands and feet through. You are not allowed to have your feet on the top of the box. Only your hands can be up here. Your feet are not allowed up here. You will go all the way through to this box here. The Ultimate rig is off limits. You are not allowed to touch this at all. This is where a competitor will be warming up. You're not allowed to use this at all. Only the steps. Get to here. You can pull up, you can use your feet on top of here to come up, over, and dismount onto this gray mat. Sidestep is a 3-point obstacle. You get your first point for getting this step right here. You get your second point for getting to step number 4. And you get your third and final point when you dismount onto the gray. From there, you will move on to walk the plank. You're going to start here on this gray. This gray is your starting platform. The blue is totally off limits. Even incidental contact will disqualify you from this obstacle. This is a feet-only obstacle. Hands are not allowed at any point. You will use the stones. Work your way to this balance beam. The Bosu balls are off. You are not allowed to touch the Bosu balls at all. You might as well be the floor. Even incidental contact will end this obstacle for you. You will go through the beam and dismount onto this green box. This truss will be on. You are allowed to use this truss to save yourself. This is a 4-point obstacle. This is a 4-point obstacle. You'll get your first point when you touch this stone, your second point when you touch the beam, your third point when you touch past that line on the beam, and your fourth point when you dismount onto the green. From there, you will move on to the ring swing. You will use the rings to traverse your way all the way down to past this yellow line here. The rings are a 3-point obstacle. You receive your first point when you touch ring number 3. You receive your second point when you touch ring number 6. And your third and final point when you dismount past the yellow. From there, you will come around up to this box onto the wobbly boxes. You are only allowed to use your feet on this obstacle. Your hands cannot touch anything. They can't touch the wing nuts. They can't touch the truss. They can't touch the boxes. Only your feet are allowed to be used during this obstacle. You will work your way from box to box to box to box to this green dismount. You are not allowed to step off this box. If you step off this box on the dismount at all, you will lose the dismount point. This truss right here is in play. You're allowed to grab it if you feel like you're falling. All right, this obstacle is a 3-point obstacle. You receive your first point when you touch box number 2, second point when you touch box number 3, and your third and final point when you dismount onto the green box. From there, you will go on to the typewriter. You will start using these rings. You will slide these rings over, get to the cannonballs. Get to the cannonballs, slide the cannonballs over, then lâché or reach to the cones, slide the cones over, and then lâché or reach to the nunchucks, and then from there, you are dismounting onto the red. You are not allowed to touch this truss at all on this obstacle. If your shirt even nicks it, you will lose the dismount point. These nunchucks can be slided over. That's not the right word. Sorry kids, don't use my grammar. You can slide these nunchucks over if you need to clear space, but you don't have to do that. That's just if you want to be safe and not hit this truss at all. All right, this is I don't know how many points it is, we're gonna go over it. 1 point for touching the cannonballs. 2 points when you touch the cones. 3 points when you touch the nunchucks, and your fourth and final point when you dismount on or past the red here. From there, you will go on to the odd rope climb. You are only allowed to use the rope on this obstacle. The rope, this first monkey bar is on, but after that, you are not allowed to use any monkey bars, only the rope. If your feet touch, like nick the monkey bars, but you don't use it, if your feet scrape the silver, that's totally fine. Incidental is okay, but if you use it, that's gonna get you a disqualification on this obstacle. You will use your hands and feet to work your way through this rope. This rope has slack in it, and the slack will kind of work with you as you work your way through it. You will work your way and dismount onto this pad. This is a 5-point obstacle. You receive your first point when a hand or foot touches past the fourth monkey bar. You receive your second point when your hand or foot gets the middle of the monkey bars. You receive your third point when your hand or foot gets past monkey bar number 8. And then you receive your fourth point when your hand or foot gets past monkey bar number 10. And your fifth and final point when you dismount onto gray. From there, you will come on to more ropes. You will work your way onto this red. You are allowed to grab this rope and bring it to you. This is your start platform. Once you're on the start platform with the rope in your hand, you are not allowed to touch the red at all. Even incidental contact will DQ you on this obstacle. You're allowed to use your hands and feet on the ropes all the way down and dismounting onto this pad or past. This is a 3-point obstacle. You receive your first point when you touch rope number 2, second point when you touch rope number 3, and your third and final point when you dismount on or past the red. From there, you will come on to the arch of cannonballs. You will start here on this cannonball, and you will work your way through all 5 cannonballs to this parkour box, and then finally dismount onto this red pad. You are not allowed to touch the blue floor until you show control on this red pad. With the cannonballs, you are only allowed to use the cannonball itself. You cannot grab the eyeball. If this is seen by the judges, they will disqualify you from this obstacle. If your hand kind of gets stuck and you fix it really quick, that is okay. But if you straight up grab it and you use it to advance, that is not allowed. So only your hand on top of the cannonballs, no using the eyeballs or the straps to work your way through. This obstacle, you receive your first point when you touch cannonball number 2. Your second point when you touch cannonball number 3. Your third point when you touch cannonball number 4. Fourth point when you touch cannonball number 5. And you receive your fifth and final point when you dismount onto the red pad. From there, you will go on to the last obstacle, which is called box push. Once you show control on this red pad, you are allowed to step onto the blue, push this box into this box. Once the boxes hit the tumble track, you're allowed to step over them and hit the buzzer to stop your time. This is a 2-point obstacle. You receive your first point when box number 1 hits box number 2, and your second point when you hit the buzzer, if you hit the buzzer before your time is up. This course has a time limit of 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Coming up next is your full course run. I'll see you guys later. All right, ninjas, here's your full course run. Pay attention.